Big thanks to the Audio Cultivation Project for sending me the fourth. Welcome back to Boring Gear Reviews, and today we're looking at a brand new distortion pedal from Audio Cultivation Project. This is the fourth, and it's based on like solid state, kind of more trashy distortion sounds. I say trashy, but like it gets glassy and beautiful, and it can be pristine. And one of the things he referenced when making this pedal was like a Music Man 112. I actually have one of those sitting right next to me, and what happens when you drive them really hard, it's definitely distorted, but it's like, it feels very kind of gritty and almost falling apart, but in a rad way. Distortion from solid state amps and hybrid amps from the 70s is truly one of my favorite sounds. And this thing just crushes. It can be clangy, it can be glassy, it can be more subdued, it can be gated, it can be really gross and kind of just exploding and crumbling. This thing is fantastic. There are thousands of distortion pedals, so when one comes along that has its own voice and is doing something cool and unique, it is very exciting. All right, let's check out the controls. So first up, we have output. This will control the overall output of the pedal while it's on. Ton of volume in this thing. Below that, we have shape, and this is a post-gain control that adjusts the waveform before going into the second gain stage. So the more counterclockwise, it's more bassy, and then the more clockwise, it gets kind of more compressed, more glassy, more clangy. The gain control will adjust the amount of gain in the primary gain stage. And then we have three-way toggle switches. The first one is choke. And this you can look at as like your gating control. So in the middle, it's wide open. When you flip it up, it's the most choked, the most gated. And then down, it's somewhere in between. Next up, we have deep, and this you can look at as like your bass frequency toggle. It decides which bass frequencies are amplified into the first gain stage. So the middle is the least, down for the most, and up for in between. And lastly, we have dark, and this will be your treble response. Middle will be your brightest setting, down will be your darkest, and up for in between. We've got soft click relay bypass switching, which is my favorite, and top jacks and DC. For today's demo, I'm using my 1981 Greco EGC 1000 Super Real, and this has Creamtone A3 Deluxe pickups. From there, as always, we're going into my Universal Audio Apollo X6 interface, and then into the Softtube JMP 2203 amp plugin. All right, in this first setting, we're going for a really glassy and clangy tone. To be honest, this could be my bass tone forever and I'd be happy. And pause for settings. I'm going to be playing with the toggle switch on my guitar, so I'm going to start in the middle, I'll move up to the neck, and then I'll go down to the bridge. Each sounds spectacular. Like I said, very clangy, very glassy. There's like this kind of hollow mid-range sound that I adore. And it feels like that sound creates a little bit of harmonic feedback or almost harmonic feedback really consistently. So when you ring out notes, it sounds like it's almost going to feedback, but it doesn't do it. That's one of my favorite things. It gets extra glassy in the neck and extra trashy in the bridge. I love it. It's an amazing sound. Enjoy. In this next clip, we're going to go for a super heavy tone. Here are my settings. And that will be feeding into the Electronic Audio Experiment's Hypersleep V1. I actually did a full demo of the V2, which is not this. And if you'd like to check that out, you can click the link up there. All right, one of the things I talk about on this channel a lot is I love it when a low end is kind of like crumbling in place, where it sounds like it's exploding, but it's not kind of fizzling out. It's not undefined. And that's what this does. It's almost like the extreme low end is actually clear and clean. And there's like this crumbling, explosive, maybe low mid or not. I don't know. There's just this gorgeous, very complex characteristics in the distortion in the lower frequencies. And in the upper frequencies, it is tearing and ripping. And that's where you get so much of the definition, even though it's maxed out in both the gain and the output. So we get all this great gating. It's pushing the hell out of the front end of the amp, and it's still completely clear and defined. This is about as close as you can get to a perfect blend between a really disgusting tone and a really tight tone. All right, last up, we're going for a pretty aggressive mid-gain tone. Here are my settings. In the beginning, you'll hear how well it cleans up, which it does very, very well. And then when we go full out, it is just hyper trashy, but still, it's cool. It's like, it is very trashy, but it manages to stay really tight. There's something about the EQing of this pedal that really hits a sweet spot for me where, I don't know, there's like this perfect mid hump and then the kind of abrasiveness of the high end combined with the kind of round crumbling of the low end is just this kind of magical combination that works really, really well. One thing I was surprised by is even though it can get very clangy, the high notes do not get shrill. Whatever frequency it's rolling off at the top is like spot on. Anyway, sounds great. Enjoy. And that is a wrap on the Audio Cultivation Project Fourth. This pedal's sick. I love it. Super small enclosure, really simple control layout that is intensely versatile. I'm really starting to love 2- and 3-way toggle switches on distortions. When they're dialed in and voiced so well as this is, it allows you to get very different and usable sounds extremely quickly. But there's still enough like sweepable controls that you can dial it in even further. So yeah, looks good, sounds good, feels great. I'm a huge fan. If you dig this content, please consider hitting subscribe, like, share, comment. That stuff means a lot and helps the channel grow. If you'd like to check out more from Audio Cultivation Project, click the links in the description below. I also did a full video on his earlier pedal, the Poem, and you can check that out right there. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.